I'm eating at all 100 restaurants on the New York Times Top 100 list, and today we're going for some Azerbaijani food. Village Cafe is 60th on the list and tucked away in this little parking lot. If you're not looking for it, you'll probably walk right on by. When we first got there, it was us and a family of like 20 people. Okay, now for the food. This is my first time having this cuisine. They seem to have a little bit of everything on the menu, including lamb testicles. The bread basket is fat and delicious. I also got a cup of compote. All right, listen, I ordered the borscht because I'm a soup girl, and it practically changed my life. Tender beef in it, a ton of dill, beets. Oh my God. Watching it back, I'm literally getting emotional. We got too cute to buy, cute to be. Google was not telling me how to pronounce it. Basically a pancake slash flatbread, and then it's stuffed with either herbs or a meat, and we got the chicken. Delicious. Then we have handmade noodles with fried lamb on top. The pasta was a little watery, which I thought was weird, but it was still an excellent dish. And then these were lamb raviolis, but they're basically dumplings. Another excellent dish. The chicken kebab was cooked perfectly. Actually, one of my favorite bites of 2025 was taking the dumplings and mixing it with the borscht. I'm convinced if this wasn't an hour from my apartment, I would be there weekly. All I have to say is this is one of my favorite places from the list. Okay, that's not all I have to say. We also got these little Azerbaijani cookies for dessert. Village Cafe, I love you. And today we're going to a classic Chinatown restaurant, spot 59, Great New York Noodletown. The place was packed the entire time I was there. No frills, quick service. The menu is large, and I ordered a few things that Pete wrote about. The absolute best thing I had and the star of the show is the roast pork. If you just gave me this roast pork and rice, I would have been so thrilled. They also have duck as well, so I got the mixed meat platter, but honestly, I would just get the pork next time. One of the best dishes I've had in Chinatown thus far. The Chinese broccoli was fine. I like just having a vegetable on the table, but it wasn't a must. I've read about the ginger scallion sauce, so I got the ginger scallion noodles. And if you need to clean out your sinuses, this will do it. But the overall flavor was lacking a little. The shrimp with the black pepper sauce was fine, but the sauce was so overbearing. There was way too much. You can't go wrong with a classic bowl of wonton soup. This was good. Warmed the soul. Besides the pork, nothing was really worth it for me though. Many other places in Chinatown I would put on this list before this one. And today we're going to a place that was demoted 27 spots. What was once placed 31st in 2023 is now in spot 58. Let's chat about Le Rock. It's a French restaurant in Rockefeller Center, and they charge $7 for some bread, butter, and radishes. It's good, but let's not forget the movement of bringing back free bread. A movement I have internally with myself. I really do like the chicken liver mousse here. It's decadent, it's delicious. I've only had chicken liver mousse a handful of times, but definitely my favorite version of it. The escargot's great. The leeks are a whole tableside production. They very carefully unveil it, open it up. They add this vinaigrette. It should taste better for the production they're putting into it. The tortellini is another appetizer. These two dishes are in the category for me of they were good, they tasted good, but would I order them again? Probably not. For mains, the roast chicken is excellent, but my favorite is the bison au poivre. Except for the fact that it is $64 for 4 bites, but at least it comes with fries. Both components of the dish are amazing. The fries are perfect and crispy, and the bison is perfectly cooked and has the best sauce. I don't know bison farming costs. Maybe it's really expensive. Here we are cutting these smallest slivers to savor it. For dessert, get the profiteroles. They're great. I do like Le Rock. It's just so expensive, and I just have other French restaurants that I prefer more. Today we're eating at Mercado Little Spain, which falls in 57th place. This one's a little different because it's a food hall comprised of 4 restaurants and kiosks. The best thing I ate all day was the smash burger from Lena. It was delightful. We also got the octopus, which was fine. The tomato bread was good, not great. Lena feels a bit on the fancier side of the market, so we popped on over to La Barra. I had some sangria. The sangria was delicious. The patatas bravas was nothing too special, and I think we would have liked the chicken croquettes a little more if Andrew didn't almost choke on this chicken bone. The tortilla de patatas was excellent. It's basically an egg omelet, but didn't feel breakfasty at all. And I did enjoy the gambas al ajillo, aka garlic shrimp. Okay, time for dessert. Our waitress told us to get the chucho with mango and vanilla sorbet. The chucho was like a croissant almost. One of the best things I had. Then we also got rice pudding, which I liked, but preferred the ice cream. And of course I had to get churros. Those were delicious. I see why Pete likes this place. There's a lot of variety at a lot of different price points. If you go, you need to try a bunch. I'm not sure it would make my top 100, but I would definitely go back for that burger. And today we're dining at a Peruvian restaurant in Harlem. Contento falls 56 on the list and actually increased 26 spots from last year. They give you some free snacks, which is great. I was genuinely obsessed with the scallop crudo. It was fresh, it was flavorful, I loved it. The yakisoba with crab was good. It was just so heavy with butter. At the end of the day, is that the end of the world? No. I actually couldn't eat the jerk mushroom dish. I truly never do this, but it was so salty, it was inedible for me. Andrew has a bit of a higher tolerance to salt, so he finished it. The roasted dorado was good, but for almost $50, I needed to rock my world and it didn't. The short rib udon was over $40. The udon was great, I loved the sauce. The meat was a little fatty, but I didn't think either dish was worth the cost. For dessert, we got this passion fruit panna cotta, which was good. Unfortunately, overall though, Contento just wasn't for me. I do, however, want to point out that they are very handicap friendly, which a lot of places are not, so kudos to them for that. And today we're going to a Midtown spot that serves almost everything tableside. The grill was once 10th on the list in 2023, and it dropped 45 spots in 2024. Started out with a big free bread basket and got right into it with the pasta alla press, which is basically roasted pheasant and duck that's put into this big contraption, and then they use the juice to make the pasta. It was mid. It lacked flavor, guys. Then the crab cake, which was good. I wouldn't say it's a must order. I enjoyed the wild mushroom omelet prepared table side. Guys, every dish was like a theatrical production. Indeed a fan of the scallop and snails. No, I'm not kidding. There was like 5 people surrounding our table at all times, crafting up whatever dish we ordered. The Dover sole was the biggest waste of money ever. Had to get a steak because after all, the grill is a steakhouse. The steak was actually delicious. Forgot to mention that Major Food Group owns this steakhouse, aka Carbone. The spatzel was so boring. And the prime rib was good, but like the steak was way better. The potatoes were good too. My favorite thing of the night though was this honey mustard duck. The best duck I've ever had in my entire life. Okay, time for dessert. We got the baked Alaska. I think this was probably my favorite dessert. We got a lemon cake too, and then an apple tart. The desserts are mid, guys. They're mid. There's a lot of food because I was with 3 friends. A lot I liked, some I didn't, but go for the duck, please. I swear you'll love. And today we're going to a spot that has my favorite Indian food in the city. Let's dine at spot 54, Dhamaka. They're located in Essex Market. Of course, you have to start out with some bread. The paratha is my preference. For apps, the eggplant is incredible. Also recommend the butter pepper garlic crab. They don't skimp on any crab meat, and the sauce is delish. Another must-get is the house-made paneer. Honestly, everything's a must-get, including the beef short rib with bone marrow butter that they literally slather on top before cutting it right off the bone. Everything at Dhamaka is so flavorful and so spiced. For entrees, the Bhopali Murg Masala is a chicken curry, and it's on the milder side. I really enjoyed it along with the paneer korma. Like I said, the paneer is made in-house. It is excellent. The best thing they have on the menu, and honestly one of my favorite things in New York City, is the lamb biryani. It's $75. It could feed 6 people. It's ginormous. It's delicious. I dream about it. The goat curry is good too, but the lamb biryani is where it's at. The desserts you can skip. They're kind of boring. The ambiance could be better here. It's in a market, but I always have the best dinners here. Dhamaka, no doubt, would be very high up on my list. And today we're going to a funkier Italian spot. Let's dine at spot 53, Felwich. You start with bread, and I think their bread service is one of my favorites in New York City. They know what they're doing in this department. Like some of the best bread I've had at a restaurant. For a while, the signature app was the Fire and Ice, which is stracciatella with andua underneath. Feel free to bully me on my pronunciation below. I much prefer the stracciatella with anchovies. Salty, creamy, buttery goodness. I think we should take beans off the menu. I don't mean at Felwich, I mean in general. I've come to realize I'm very anti-fancy beans. $15 a pop for some beans. I did like the fairy tale eggplant. Nice little vegetable with some tomatoes and cheese. The veal tortellini and Amaretto is some of the most decadent pasta I've ever had. I like it. I'm not obsessed with it. And after like 3 to 4 bites, I can't have any more. I thought the andua cappelletti was fine. Maybe I'm not a big andua fan. God, I'm definitely not pronouncing it right. I very much enjoyed the pomodoro though. I thought this was a great pasta dish. And then the uni linguine I liked, but just so rich. Again, the best thing at Felwich by far is their bay leaf ice cream sundae. I've never had anything like it. I was obsessed. Felwich, in my opinion, is okay. By no means a bad restaurant. If you're thinking about going, you should try it. I'm just personally not obsessed. I was ecstatic to see Korean barbecue on this list. Yoon falls 52nd on the list and improved 7 spots from last year. I really loved the banchan, and I think a good testament to tell if you like it or not is how many times you refill. Let's just say I refilled on this broccoli salad multiple times. And I was also slightly obsessed with the pickled jalapenos. Let's get into the meat though. You can do it a la carte or you can do a package. We did the marinated package for $144. That is total, not per person. They're known for their short ribs, and honestly, if I went back, I would only get the short ribs. Not because the other meat isn't good, but it's because the short ribs are that amazing. We got it on the tofu stew. I don't recommend. It wasn't very flavorful and a little fishy, honestly. The sirloin bulgogi is almost cooked in this broth, which is really great with rice, but they recommend adding on the potato noodles for like $9, which cook in that same broth and is also delicious. The mochi is fantastic for dessert. This isn't my favorite Korean barbecue in the city, but it's definitely up there, and the short ribs are incredible. Today we're going to Barbuto. It falls 51st on Pete Well's list, and it actually went up 34 spots from last year. We started with their meatballs, or shall I say meatball. This thing is like 4 pounds. I also think it was stuffed with cheese. I don't know, it was delicious. We also got the kale Caesar, which I see some hype for. I'm always a fan of a kale Caesar, but at the end of the day, it's just salad. The chicken is roasted in a pizza oven and has salsa verde on top. Don't get me wrong, it was good. I just never really ordered roast chicken on a menu. I loved this spaghetti. It was like an elevated shrimp scampi with spice. And then this was a tagliatelle and lobster sauce with scallops. The sauce was a bit too heavy for me, but I loved the scallops. This pistachio cake changed me as a person. For me, Barbuto was strong in some areas and lackluster in others. I see why people like it, but it's definitely not my favorite Italian in the city. Today we're getting some soul food in Staten Island. This is spot 50, Shaw-naé's house. From the moment you walk in, it's a very warm, inviting environment. There's practically a living room in the front. At the table, they drop you with an assortment of cornbread. Could not stop eating the blueberry cornbread. Sweet potato was a close second right behind it. Ordered a lemonade because I low-key love a crisp lemonade. And then browsed the menu. Some of the menu items are only when Shaw-naé wants to make it, which I kind of love that. Started with the famed Sugar Daddy wings, which can best be described as chicken and waffles, but in wing form. Very sweet, but very delicious. Jumping right into the main courses. This is the ribs and fries. The ribs were literally ginormous. A little fatty, but that's okay. And the fries were actually perfect. Then we have some slow cooked oxtails. I love oxtail so much. I will say most of her sauces are more on the sweet side, which is not a bad thing, just to note for personal preference. And then low-key, the sides were my favorite part of the entire meal. The collards and the sweet potatoes were excellent, but my number one thing I had at Shaw-naé's was the jerk chicken fried rice and the mac and cheese. But all the sides were superior, all of them. And ended the night with a delicious piece of carrot cake. The food is excellent. The staff is wonderful. She hugged literally every single customer in there. And we got so much food for $96. Today we're going to Don Peppe, where the minimum pasta serving is 1 pound. Falling 49th on the list, this Italian institution since 1942 does not give out menus. There's one, it's huge, it's plastered on the wall, and that's how you order. We were sweating. Too many decisions to be made. They give out free bread, which is great. The baby bottles of homemade wine, excellent. Every item is a family-sized portion, and the waiter individually portions it out for you. Best baked clams I've ever had. We wanted to try a few things while keeping the portion size in mind, so we got stuffed shells as another add. And while I thought it was good, I'd probably get something else next time. I can't say enough good things about the linguine and white clam sauce. We knew we were gonna order the baked clams, but our waiter convinced us to also get this. These are the sizes he portioned out for us, and then this was the amount still left over. The chicken parm, oh my god, so thin. He was literally cutting it with a spoon. I thought the chicken parm was great. However, Andrew said it was the best he's ever had, and he's a chicken parm aficionado. Don Peppe is quite the experience. We met a regular who's been coming here for 60 years. This Queen staple definitely makes my top 100. Today we're going to the beloved Brooklyn steakhouse, Gage Tollner. They're 48th on the list, and this restaurant from 1879 is actually a preserved landmark. I'll to read the historics here, but I'm here to talk about the food. So let's get into it. Started with the $12 Parker House rolls. I'd honestly pay it again. They're so good. Then got the Oysters Rockefeller, which had absinthe in it. If you like anise, you'll like this. I'm not the biggest fan of that flavor though. The winter squash salad didn't look like much, but it was really good. All right, I've seen some hype around the fried chicken, so I ordered that. It comes with a kimchi cheddar cornbread, a Brussels sprout slaw, and a buckwheat honey butter. I thought it was good. I'm not sure it's the best fried chicken I've ever had. The roasted hash brown is absolutely delectable, but the steak, I mean, let's be real, it's a steakhouse. One of my favorite steaks I've ever had. Between the herby butter, the garlic confit, and the seared lemon, Andrew smearing the butter, I was obsessed. Like, I couldn't get enough of the steak. Me trying to get an artsy shot of the garlic. Cooked perfectly. The béarnaise was excellent. Obsessed. It would be wrong not to order dessert here. We got the baked Alaska for 2. If you like mint chocolate and meringue, this is your perfect dessert. A steakhouse is never my first choice, but I very much enjoy my meal. And today we're getting some Scandinavian cuisine at spot 47 Aquavit. There's a few dining options, either the $200 tasting menu, the $300 tasting menu, or you can eat at the bar room with an a la carte menu. Pete didn't specify, so I chose the bar room. Bread basket is $12, and I honestly think it's a must order. That Danish rye with the salted butter was so delicious. It was a little warm too. Duck croquettes were 100% a miss for me. Texture was almost gritty. The flavor wasn't doing enough to save the texture. The king crab scoggin though, I'll take literally 40 of these. Served on brioche with lemon and dill. Excellent. And I love anything with mayo. I ordered the Chilean sea bass burger. I was expecting like a fillet of sea bass. A little mushy and deep fried. That was unfortunate, but the Swedish meatballs, oh my goodness. I love Swedish meatballs. This version was excellent. Not always the easiest to find, so it was a little treat. We got the princess cake, which was good. If you are obsessed with frosting, this will be your thing. And everyone around me was ordering Aquavit. I ordered the lingonberry Aquavit. It tasted like cherry cold medicine. That's on me. That liquor was strong. And today we're going to a spot where it is $305 per person to dine before tax and tip. Clover Hill is serving up a new American tasting menu in Brooklyn Heights, and Chef Charlie Mitchell is the first black chef in New York City to get a Michelin star. First come the snacks, which includes the potato cannoli, a nori tart, white asparagus, and it is important to note that the menu changes seasonally. They were all one-biters, and they were all delicious. They bring you out a hot towel, as the fancy restaurants do. The first course was a shima aji, aka striped jack, followed by the potato and caviar, which was insane. The service here is impeccable, as you can imagine. Then we have the scallop and ikura dish, which came in the most delicious broth, and then a fish I've never heard of with some foam. Fancy places love the foam. I made a mess. I don't even know how, but they literally came over and covered it up with a napkin. The final savory courses were 2 slices of duck and 1 slice of lamb, 3 incredible bites of meat. Okay, and then I literally stained the napkin that was there to cover up the stain. Anyways, on to dessert. This is the coconut pineapple sorbet. Incredible. The strawberry cheesecake was incredible. All of the desserts were so good, especially these little Michelin star cookies. Clover Hill has fantastic food. I get it. It's a tasting menu. But for $305, I just wish there was more substance to the dishes or more plates. And today we're going to probably the most popular udon shop in New York City. Raku is 45th on the list. They have 3 locations in the city and 1 in Toronto. I've now been to 2 of the locations, and I know the menus vary. Let's get into it. Started with the spicy cucumbers. Solid dish, very fresh tasting. Not mind-blowing though. The deep fried chicken is good. Their edamame is good. And honestly, I really enjoyed the pork gyoza. Okay, now for the entrees, which is the main event. The best thing I've eaten at Raku is the jaja. Andrew is killing me with the egg pork. But it's cold udon with spicy miso pork, tomatoes, cucumbers, and a poached egg. And it's sitting in some type of soy. I don't know. It is delicious. I typically prefer hot udon to cold, so that's saying something. The niku with short rib tendon, tripe, and chili oil, I think is their most popular. It's fine. I think it's a solid hot soup, but I would prefer the curry. The broth is thick with 2 cubes. It's very comforting and the perfect winter dish. In addition to the udon, they have donburi. I've had the regular chicken and the pork katsu. Definitely think the pork katsu is where it's at. And these rice bowls also come with a little cup of miso soup, so you're not missing out on the soup here. When I was in Japan, udon was my favorite thing I had. And Raku is absolutely delicious, so I very much recommend, but my heart is still with ramen in New York City. Today we're going to a spot that I wouldn't classify as a restaurant per se, but rather an outdoor cooking experience. Let's eat at spot 44 Forever Jerk. The menu is small, and they honestly didn't even have half the stuff listed. They are grilling hundreds of pieces of chicken. in this massive grill contraption. Here he is cutting up the jerk chicken. No nonsense operation over here. I ordered the mac and cheese and it looked amazing. This was the small. It was $13 and it literally weighed more than a newborn baby. I actually don't have too much to say beyond the fact that the jerk chicken and the jerk sauce are incredible. The rice was okay, but like the chicken is the star. The people in line behind me were talking about how they're from Jamaica, so I figured it was legit. For the small, you get a decent sized portion of chicken too. I was loving it. And it also comes with cabbage as well. Honestly, I would just get the chicken next time. The sides were fine. The chicken's the star. He gave us 4 pieces of hard dough bread on the side. I was just stacking the chicken and the sauce on top of it. The mac and cheese is also great. Not as cheesy as I would have liked, even though it looks very cheesy. I believe they also have an indoor restaurant by JFK, but the outdoor grill is the real deal. Forever Jerk is located on the side of the road in East New York, and I would say it makes my top 100. Today we're going to Ernesto's for some Spanish cuisine. Ernesto's is 43rd on the list in the Lower East, and it's quite a vibe. We started with 2 versions of the croquetas, one being chicken and one being jamon. I liked both, but the jamon was definitely my preference. Of course, we got some tomato bread. I feel like that's standard, and this one was delicious. The Bikini Hemingway is not to be missed, though. It's basically a sausage and shrimp grilled cheese with honey. It's savory, it's sweet, it's perfect. I loved the bomba rice with rabbit. Braised rabbit is just like a meatier, denser chicken. I see a lot of people get the duck breast, so I wanted to try it, and while it was good and I liked it, our waitress recommended the grilled pork, and thank God she did because this was my favorite entree of the night. There's 4 Spanish restaurants on the list. I've been to 3, and this one's been my favorite so far. Today we're going to a French spot in Tribeca. Frenchette is 42nd on the list, and I went for brunch because I wanted to try a little bit of everything. They have a separate bakery, so I was figuring the pastries were going to be good, and they most definitely were. I really enjoyed them. Some I liked more than others, but I liked the variety. All right, moving into the brulee with escargot. It's basically egg butter soup. It is extremely rich, and I did like it, but not enough, I don't think, to order it again. I do think the $45 beef tartare might be highway robbery. I wanted to order the steak fries, but they told me it wasn't on the menu. But it's literally still on their brunch menu. Somebody needs to update the website. I thought the gnocchi was fun. It was cute. It was delish. The pancake was by far my favorite. If you do come here for brunch, I would say this is a must order. I think if Chez Ma Tante and Sunday in Brooklyn had a baby. I thought Frenchette was good, but I'm not rushing back here by any means. Perhaps I need to try dinner. And today we're going to one of New York City's favorite Italian restaurants. We're dining at spot 41, Misi. Misi is known for their ricotta toast, and I would be remiss not to mention the mushrooms it comes with. One of my favorite appetizers out there. The bread is insane. The ricotta is insane. The mushrooms are delicious. Misi does vegetables extremely well, so I loved the artichoke hearts, and I also loved the leeks. And I think this is where I'll lose some people, but I think the appetizers are better than the pastas. Don't get me wrong. The pastas are still good, but I'm not blown away like I am with the appetizers. Although the spinach and mascarpone filled tortelli is very good. And I think this is also where I should admit I'm Team Lilia. Lilia is Misi's sister restaurant. It used to be on the list. Pete took it off, and that's where my heart lies. My favorite pasta here, though, is the chitarra with braised lamb. It's great. I do think their gelato is the best I've ever had. For me, apps and dessert are where it's at here.